Diner Dash is a strategy time management game that follows Flo, the female main character, as she works as a server in her new restaurant. Before getting into the food business, Flo had a career in finance. She dealt with overwork and a lack of fulfillment. We see this dislike towards her job because she opened her new restaurant with Flo saying, "Man, there's got to be something better than this." With such a high-paying job, as most jobs in finance are, you could be forgiven for thinking Flo threw away a solid career for something much harder, like starting a restaurant. During her time in Wall Street, Flo reads through important documents like today's equity index report and PS report, a price to sales report. It quickly becomes obvious that Flo does not want to be a finance bro. She forgoes the American dream of a stable office job for something a little less boring. The distaste for the corporate 9-to-5 can be seen in other popular media, like the popular TV series The Office, which came out in the same year as Diner Dash, both in 2005. I don't think this timing was a coincidence. In both Diner Dash and The Office, we can see the less than exciting reality of corporate work. With every cutaway interview in The Office, we see the absurdity of everyone playing the corporate game, being a cog in the machine. Antics ensue through incompetent management and Dwight's traditional values being incompatible at times with office culture. The Office sheds light into the dismal environment the office work can be. Going back to Flo, she decides to change her life because of that boring reality. This places Flo as a server in the new Tiki restaurant. The work is still hard, but Flo is a hardworking person. We can assume that she felt unfulfilled from her previous job, in part because she was working so hard, but for the benefit of someone else. While owning any business, let alone a restaurant, is hard work, at least she is her own boss. All of her hard work is going directly to building her success, not a CEO or a stuffy manager. I can say from personal experience that being a server can be a rough experience. The order entry system is complex, guests can be complete Karens, and the kitchen will yell at you if you give them 2 or more orders at once. This happens in the game as well. If you can't fulfill someone's order, they get angry and can leave, which means you miss out on points, money essentially. The fast-paced gameplay mimics the real-life difficulties of serving. However, the peace Flo gets for this work far outweighs the exhaust of the job. Being able to see her restaurant grow from level to level into a place she is proud of is the fulfillment she longed for in her past career. She is able to, if played correctly, serve everyone fast and effectively. From one restaurant to eventually owning and operating 4 restaurants, Flo finds the same or better material success as her previous job in finance. 4 restaurants would be more than enough to cash out and live the cushy life. She agrees, as on stage 410, the end-level receipt reads, "We did it, we made it, so what's next?" Now, keep with me here. Flo is then greeted by a 6-armed goddess who challenges Flo with, "Run my restaurant successfully and you will finally be my equal." Flo, of course, with all of her brilliance, rises up to the challenge and equals the power of a god in running a restaurant. During the last portion of the game, as Flo is running head-on into the goddess's challenge, she is transformed and given 2 extra arms for a total of 4. We also see that for the entirety of the 5th restaurant, Flo's eyes are completely closed. From a spiritual standpoint, I believe Flo is no longer searching for fulfillment. In Flo's character design, her eyes are half open. While this could simply be a stylistic choice from the creators, I find that it can represent her journey to search for fulfillment. As she progresses through opening her restaurants, she is still searching for purpose. During the goddess's challenge, she knows her purpose. She has found her fulfillment. She can run her restaurant with her eyes closed. Literally. While it may be a coincidence, the goddess's restaurant that Flo was challenged with is an Indian restaurant. Indian spiritualism, like Hinduism for example, focuses on enlightenment, meditation, and seeking peace and fulfillment. Escaping the rat race through spiritual enlightenment isn't everyone's cup of tea. However, Diner Dash does acknowledge the destructive nature of working just to work in the corporate offices of America. I believe that the purpose of Diner Dash and the story of Flo is to show us that there can be more to life than what society tells us to do. The normal 9-to-5 adult lifestyle can be fulfilling for some, but devastating for others. The story of Flow is a heartwarming story of personal success and the thrill of finding your purpose. Or it's a fun game about running a restaurant. You can decide that.